DWI, Design Up Close is a program series dedicated to the practice and theory of design, creating a bridge between global designers and local design issues, as well as building platforms and communities to discuss and shape the design industry as a whole. The program consists of a keynote presentation paired with a mentoring and open review program. Design Up Close is collaborating with British Council's Crafting Futures program. Crafting Futures supports the future of craft around the globe. This British Council program strengthens economic, social, and cultural development through learning and access. Crafting Futures projects support practices and people through research, collaboration, and education. Last month, in March, we conducted a mentoring program with the focus on material exploration and craft. 6 creative minds were chosen and have committed their time in exploring and developing their ideas, as well as realizing it into a product prototype. First, I'd like to invite Pak Charles Sutanto, Director of DWI Furniture, who is also the co-initiator of Design Up Close program, to give a welcoming remarks. Pak Charles, the screen is yours.
Thank you, Weedy. Good evening, everyone. It's a different time for this session, for sure. I think, first of all, I would like to extend my gratitude to British Council for making it happen. And of course, Museum Macan. Weedy has been working so hard for this. I'm glad that I think the things work well. Like to thank Nick and Zoe, Santi, Humphrey, Mas Abie, for guiding the mentees. And I think this cross collaboration is very important in any area of industry, especially at this point in time, where I think we need to push each other to actually find a new creative way to push ourselves forward. And then, of course, right now the sustainability aspect of in any industry is being amplified, which I think is a good idea because Indonesia, we are very rich in natural resources. Sometimes it makes us very lazy to actually explore, right? But at the same time, we need to come to a realization that it 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 cannot be sustainable. It cannot be there forever, right? So we need to actually evolve, and then we can learn from other people, and I think that's the intention. And then for you guys, the new designers or aspiring designers, I think is gonna be up to you guys to actually set a path, and hopefully that we are opening a way for you guys within this program, so that you can learn, um, create a network, right, and then make your design a reality. I think that's the most important aspect of this program that we created together with Museum Macan, because we want to create network, we want to create platform for you guys moving forward. So I hope that you guys actually enjoy the process, and then I can guarantee you that actually after this, uh, you know, we can talk and discuss to actually make it, your prototype, and see whether we can actually push it forward even more, right? Commercialize it or whatnot, and then let's see. I'm excited to actually see the results after a month of. This is the longest, right, Widi, for
Yes, two
design up
months
close,
actually
yeah.
of mentoring
So I'm
session.
I'm, I'm excited to see what you guys come up with. So thanks again, everyone, for your participation, contribution, and then I return the floor to Widi.
Thank you, Pak Charles. Now I'd like to invite Mbak Camelia Harahap, the head of Arts and Creative Industries of British Council Indonesia. Mbak Kemi, the screen is yours.
Hi, thank you so much, Widi. Hi, everyone. My name is Camelia Harahap, and I'm the head of Arts and Creative Industries at British Council in Indonesia. It's really, really great to have everyone here this evening, and it's really, really great to see so many amazing partners and amazing mentors and reviewers who are here today as well. The British Council is the UK's international organization in education and cultural relations. and our work in the arts and creative industries span across different art sectors. But in Indonesia particularly, we work to connect Indonesian and UK artists, designers, and arts organizations so that they can learn from each other and so that they can collaborate with each other. But in particular, with our craft program, with the recent interest in climate change, we've been focusing most of our Crafting Futures programs on sustainability and topics around circular economy and on sustainable materials too. So we're really, really glad that we have been given the chance to be able to work together with Museum Macan and with BWI on the Design Up Close program. And we have been so excited to have gotten an amazing cohort of young designers who, after the last few weeks, have been working so hard in developing their practice in the sector. This, of course, is also due to the great support that was given by the amazing mentors, Zoe and Mas Abie. So I'm very excited to hear and learn more about what the mentees have prepared for us today. And I hope that Nick and Mbak Santi and Mas Humphrey will also see the amazing progress and ideas that they have developed. We're very interested to see what this can bring to the future and how maybe all of this can also contribute to the conversations around sustainability, circular design, and the development of research and development in the craft and design sector, not just in Indonesia, but also across the world. So very much looking forward to it. And thank you, Weedy. And I hand over the mic back to you.
Thank you, Mbak Kemi. The result of the mentees that we will witness today is all thanks to our amazing mentors, Zoe Powell from Materiom and Abie Abdillah from studiohiji. I'd like to invite Zoe and Mas Abie to give a summary of how the mentoring went and how did you think about how the mentees fared during the mentoring. So maybe we can start with you first, Zoe.
Sure, thank you so much, Widhi. I have just been overwhelmed with how wonderful all of the designers have done, all of the participants. It's been amazing to see them take on board sort of every single piece of advice, every single comment, to share fully and openly their thought process within their designs and what they're doing. And it's just been a real pleasure to work with them in the last couple of months, and I'm really looking forward to keeping in contact and seeing where they go from here and how they can develop further and how I can support them further. So also a big thank you to Museum Macan and British Council and everyone on the team for getting me involved and supporting me as well. So thank you for allowing me to be part of the process.
Thank you, Zoe. Now, Mas Abie, would you like to share how the mentoring went?
Yes, thank you, Widhi. I would like to express my gratitude to Museum Macan, British Council, and BWI that has been really supportive with this program and conducting this design up class with the topic of craft focus. And I would like to also say thanks to Zoe for her insights on the new materials, on the sustainable design in a new way. And I'm also really grateful with the effort and then the works and then the workmanship of all the mentors. And I think just as Charles previously mentioned, here in Indonesia we are still blessed with a lot of natural resources, but we need to be able to think further ahead into the future. And I hope from all these works, I think we could also see this kind of mindset becoming the major approach of all the participants. And I'm also really excited to them to share what they've been doing for this couple of months, and hope you are all going to be also enjoy the results of this workshop. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Mas Abie, and thank you again, Zoe. As some of our viewers might have met before, the reviewers for today's open review will be the Design Up Close keynote presentation speaker, Nicholas Gant from Community 21, and Santi Alaysius and Humphrey Steja from Domisilium Studio. So hi Nick, Cisanti, and Humphrey. All of Nick, Cisanti, and Humphrey have broad experience in sustainable design, so it'd be great to have your feedback on what the mentees have produced today. You also have a little peek of what their presentation, so look forward on how the mentees present it to you today. Now I'd like to introduce the mentees. We have Alexander Kevin Daniel Samara, Baskara Haka, Bintang Alif Gantnia, Erin Damayanti, Rateyana Amini, and Sarah Dina Mawardini. They will present about their process of material experimentation until the production of the prototype. So without further ado, we'll start with our first mentee, Alexander Kevin. The screen is yours.
Okay, hello everyone. Can you hear my voice?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so first, thank you for Zoe and Mas Abie and all the mentors and all my friends here. First, I want to explain my research and prototyping. So this is the background. I'm new to the sustainable material. I never knew about this one, and I never learned and make the biomaterial before. But thank you for Zoe and Mas Abie. So this is my background why I do this project. So we need to think about the after use of the product. What the product can be used after it not be gonna use it anymore. Like recycle and upcycle maybe, and using a biomass. And then about the global to local. Global to local, this one I learned about the reducing the pollution from the transportation and then waste of the material or the product for the mass manufacture. If we maybe we already know about the slow fashion. Slow fashion is here because it's to reduce the waste of the fashion product like the lifetime. So this is linear versus circular production, which is in the local you can produce locally without have to transport from one area to another area. And in my area, I'm from East Nusa Tenggara right now, and we have a lot of palm leaves here, like a palm leaves. So I'm inspired to collaborate with the craftsmen here in my town. And then this is the in my area they make a palm leaves, woven palm leaves into a bags, shoe and bag and wallet. So because I have to find another biomass, I'm really interested to make a bio leather. So this is the bio leather. I found it at Google about the mango. There's a lot of mango here, but actually there is a problem because mango is only available for certain seasons. So I have to find another material which is available anytime and anywhere in my area right now, which is a coconut. I realized that in my backyard there's a lot of coconut tree, so I want to use a fiber from the coconut husk to make a bio leather. So this is my first development of material from the mango bio leather. First, there's upright mangoes I got it from the market with skin, and also lemon, cinnamon, and cendana powder to improve the aroma from the leather. I got inspiration from the Textile Academy. So I cut it into a pieces and put it on a blender, and I put a beeswax to make it last. If the biolateral contact with water, it's not be easily to broken. Yeah, I put it into a mixture put the mixture into a cast and then put it into the oven. But actually it failed for the first time I making a bioletics. It failed because the mixture is too thin. And when I want to make it again, we don't have any more mangoes here because there is no more mangoes after the season. So I have to think about another biomass, which is coconut. So this one I got inspiration from Materiom, and I changed the ingredients, I changed how to make it, the ratio, and then I found how to make it. So I chopped the coconut husk with grater and scissors into fine pieces, and I put it on saucepan with water, and then I put the ingredients and another ingredients like glycerin and gelatin and another ingredients, and keep stirring it for 1 hour until it boils like a syrup thickness, and then I pour into a mold, and I pop the bubble because the bubble make a biolayer becomes easily to tear. So this is the sample, day 1, day 10, and day 17. The sample is become more denser, shrinker, and more darker. This is the little small sample. This is the big sample. It become more rough. Yeah, actually, there's a lot of problem with the texture because I use a scissors only to cut the coconut husk. So design mapping first. I'm using a design mapping to make a compact design, compact wallet. Like there's a lot of wallet right now using a synthetic leather. So I want to make a bio leather wallet, compact wallet bio leather. And this is the user imaging, which is a people usually often go outside. And then this is the prototyping. I'm using a synthetic leather to make it, and I combine it with a woven palmyra leaf. And then I using a coconut bio leather then with the same pattern. I cut the edges because sometimes the edges is uneven and wrinkled, so I have to cut the edges. And then I also try to combine woven palmyra with the bio leather. So there it is. This is the final result. This is the front view of the product. We can use we can put a passport and also money, a little bit of money, and the back view we can put a card. But actually there is a hole for lanyard to put on neck. I have to find the material for the lanyard. So I also did a material test. I give a load for 3 kilo and it did not appear to tear. It pretty tough. The material is also full and it's okay. This hem does not cause creases. Okay, but yeah, the further exploration, I have to develop more about the texture, maybe using a machine to cut a coconut husk so it become more smooth. And I also have to find about the natural dyes to make it maybe more lighter, and yeah, to improve the colors of the bio leather. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Alexander Kevin. Now we can start the feedback. Maybe we can start with you first, Nick. Don't forget to unmute yourself.
Yeah, do. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. It's a real honor to be here with you all. And wow, what an amazing kind of collection of work in such a short period of time. It's extraordinary. So thank you very much, Alexander, for kicking off for us. It's a brilliant project to open with. And actually, I was really struck by your very first slide, actually, and how when you constructed this sort of notion of the different materials and the potential colorways for this material, you know, it looks like a really established material, something you might be very, very familiar with already. I love the richness of the material. You were talking about the potential to use dyes, which I think could be really interesting, but I actually really love it. It's very, very natural. It has a really rich depth to it. It has some translucency as well. So I think that's really, really exciting. And I think it's amazing that you've got to this stage to kind of complete a prototype product in such a short period of time. I mean, if you'd be working in industry, these things may take months and months and months, and you've shown what you can do with very, very simple techniques and involving a practice that I think could be applied to different materials. So all credit to you, really, and again to Zoe and Abie for all their support. I think things that seemed really opportune for me was the potential to maybe create some texture in your molds. So for example, if you had a metal etching, if you were to get zinc plates or metal plates etched to have a pattern or something, then your flat surface could obviously you could superimpose a pattern onto the surface of the material, which I think could be quite interesting. I would argue that I don't know that you need both the palm and the coconut husk together. I think, you know, they work independently very successfully on their own. And I think one of the things that really stood out to me was that this, you identified, and I thought your critique was really good, that, you know, the material is very fibrous, which it is, but I think that's part of its charm and really helps you to understand where it comes from and that it's a very natural material. But maybe what would be sensible to do would maybe to make something that is bigger, and by scaling up the material, then the kind of resolution of the grains and the fibers in it may become smaller in relation to the object, which may make it feel a bit more refined. But apart from that, I think it's a really successful prototype piece, and I can sort of tell that you've learned a lot, and yours was some of the most delicious looking samples. The cooking that you were doing in the kitchen with mango and stuff, I could really smell that. I'm a huge mango fan, but so that was all really exciting. But again, congratulations, like all of the entries, really. I think you've achieved a great deal in a very short period of time. So I'll hand over to Humphrey and Santi now.
Hi, Alexander. Great job. I think this is very interesting. How long did you have the time to do this project?
For making a coconut violator, I did about 2 weeks, and
2
mango for 1 week. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's a really fast process, yeah. And I found it pretty interesting because like there are many other bio leather that is out there already now, like the one that's made from mycelium and amongst other things. But this is very interesting because I think the process could be actually faster than growing mycelium, like what other people's doing. And we have plenty of coconut husk in this country that we can use, and we can upcycle from. I found it very interesting, like when you said that you were trying to make the color lighter. So have you give any thought like how you're going to make it lighter in terms of color and appearance?
Actually, I got inspiration from another mentees. She used a really many of natural dyes, so I think I can make it more maybe like a yellow, blue, or another color. Yeah. So, only for the variation. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think when we were looking at it, me and Hammer was like, that is a delicious looking wallet. It's it actually not only you can use it for any like small accessories, maybe you can even think about testing its strength to be somewhat like could be a building material, maybe, if you could actually help with the with moisture as a moisture barrier, maybe. But how did you ever test it with against the moisture?
Yeah, actually, I consult with Zoe about the water resistance.
Mm-hmm.
She said that maybe she's not a good with water, but so I think so. I found another material to make it little bit more water resistant. Maybe yeah. I'm using a beeswax from bees. Yeah.
Natural
So
beeswax.
it is. Yeah.
Okay.
But I haven't tasted.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I think you should take this further and see what you can come up with it. And like Nick said, that, you know, maybe the coconut husk and the palm, maybe you can just pick one or the other just to start off. It is a very, it reminds me of like candied horse in a way. So that's why I was like, oh, this looks really yummy to eat. So we, you know, in a way that when you are taking out the mold, that, you know, it kind of like has that amber color. So that was actually quite beautiful. And then it cured even more beautifully right now into a deep dark like amber, right?
Yeah. Is it translucent? Does it has a translucency quality to it? I'm very curious.
Yeah, actually, for some part with less coconut fiber, it is translucent, but with some part of many coconut fiber, it's become darker, not so translucent. It depends on the dense of coconut fiber.
Right.
Right.
But overall, I think you did a great job within 2 weeks that you came up with this.
Yeah.
So keep looking, keep experimenting, and until you find your right formula that you're happy with.
Yeah, I think this is a really big first step, and I think you can try to see how far can you go pushing the potential of this material. I think this is great.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you, guys. I was just wondering, Alex, whether I could just add one more comment, which was, for me, obviously coming from the UK, we don't come into contact with coconuts unless it's in a supermarket, right? So I'm very interested in where coconuts come from, i.e., in other words, what's the natural habitat for them? What kind of agricultural environment do they come from? And is there any benefit to things like carbon emissions and others by taking plant material rather than obviously leather, which would normally come from the meat industry or things like that? I think in your presentation, there was a way to maybe elevate the value of the material as a non-meat, but also potentially a habitat for different plants and animals. In Europe, we have the cork forests here, which there's a really good symbiotic relationship between the agribusiness and the natural environment and habitats created by the cork forest, and maybe there is some value in that. I don't know, but I would imagine that would be something that would really help to elevate the value of the material if there is.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nick, Santi, and Humphrey. Thank you, Alexander, Kevin, for the amazing presentation. Now we are going to move to the next mentee. The next one is Baskara Haka.
Okay, thank you. I will sharing the screen. Can you see?
Yes, we can see it.
Wait. Okay, thank you for the time. Thank you all. Thank you, mentor and mentees and review. Hello, my name is Baskara Haka Wicaksono. I'm graduate art and craft at Jakarta Institute of Art. My basic skill is wooden craft and ceramic. As a craftsman, I need to new exploration with the new material or new experience or new workflow at the studio. So in this program, I got a lot of material receipt from Materiom. I'm try choose one receipt. The material name is bioplastic based on gelatin and glycerin. I choose it because when I buy something, I get a plastic bag, then say the degradable or compostable. But I'm curious about it, and I want to know how the material works. So I want to play with this recipe. I wish I could explore this and get something new. And yeah, I bought gelatin from the big ingredient shop and glycerin in a pharmacy. So here is my first step. I'm trying to make a bioplastic based on Materiom. I make a mixture and spread on the tray. Here is the result. It's like a leather, but combination with the plastic. Next, here is yes. After this, I'm trying to another tray, another shape as a molding. I'm trying mold with the spinning bucket. I hope this process can be shaped and can be contain small or little thing like a vegetable or fruit, like a plastic bag. But this process is doesn't work. But it's okay. It's part of playing with the material. So next, I'm find a cover of plastic packaging bowl. Its surface cover have a font, a text, and this material can copy the text like embossed in the letter. So this is I'm trying to stress test in this sample with a thickness of 0.6 millimeter. It can be lifting up 6 kilogram barbell. I think it's quite strong. It's like I don't know. I can compare this material. I think this material is different language than other material. So next, I'm trying to shaping again with the hot temperature. This tool is a hair dryer. This material would be mold. Follow the mold master I found. After that, because this shape of bioplastic can be contain the water, I drop the water into the surface, and I'm trying to watch how the bioplastic can react by water. Here is the result. The bioplastic can be reaction after 1 hour, and after that the bioplastic broken by water. Next, so last I'm playing with this material. My previous result of material I'm collect and I'm cook again, and it can be material again, like this is in this photo, it can be on material again. I think it's very cool. I can compare with the other material like this. Oh yeah, it can be stored in refrigerator, and next you can cook again and create again. So finally, after I'm playing with material, this is a product I have made. This is a keychain that reads like this. The text on the biomaterial is, "Hi, I'm a bioplastic made from gelatin, gelatin powder, glycerin, and water. Feel free to touch and stretch me. If you want to see me degrade, drop me into water." Sometimes a craftsman, when meet with a friend and talk about the material, environment, plastic population, yeah, I think this keychain can be part of a discussion and can share give to other friend, and keep talking about the material, new material, or environment. So next, this is my second design I was made. The idea is I'm like a previous product. This is a clutch bag for gift to other friend. I make without the stitching. I just slip the joint to prevent the other material, like maybe chemical material. So I hope the product can be 100% bioplastic. Yeah, the catch bag can bring something dry, like a document or a flash disk or a headset. Sorry, on the top of clutch bag, I has a text about the ingredient of material. It's to be more transparency about the one product. Inside the clutch, in flash disk, I give some pattern of die cut of clutch bag with other model, other shape, and the back side it has text like this. So my camera cannot capture the detail of the text, so I'm edit in Photoshop. The text is like this. If you get forward with this bag, you can easy the water, and if you can shape again. And I put the link of Materiom review. So yeah, this idea of my design is if you board with the if you borrowed with a model, you can melt again. You can melt again by saucepan on the stove, and you can recreate again with the die cut or improve it. So yeah, I hope this design is can be answer about the board, and with one shape can be recycled again and again at home. If the material must be waste, it can be reduced by water. So I think talk about the sustainability, maybe as a craftsman, we can sustain to explore how explore the shape, explore the style, but the material can be reused again, recycle again. And good for environment. At least in a studio is still good environment. There is my result. Thank you.
Thank you, Baskara. Now we are gonna start with Santi and Kohempri first. What do you think? If you got bored with this clutch, then you can always create a new one by recycling it. Santi.
Sorry, what's your name again?
Oh, sorry, I'm Baskara.
Baskara.
Yes.
Okay, great job. I think there's something that okay, Humphrey, you have something to say.
Well, I think it's an interesting presentation. I think what kind of gelatin do you use for this mixture for the bioplastic?
For which animal?
Is it animal based, or do you get plant based ones?
Yeah, the gelatin I am use animal, but I know this issue about the maybe sometimes people is vegan, so mungkin maybe I want to search again about the gelatin vegan base.
I mean, from the design, I really like that, you can reuse the plastic again. bioplastic, and then you can just melt it down, and then you can reform it, but
Yeah.
I think you probably need to make a whole network out of it, like basically like getting people to, after they use their bioplastic, to give it back to you, if they need you to create a new shape and stuff like that. But I mean, it's interesting. It's almost like I currently have my big pink bag here that looks almost like yours.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a very useful thing to have, because this is what I carry, and then it's like, it doesn't get degraded in the rain. I can carry it anywhere, and then you're making it from gelatin basically and glycerin, right? So I think that's a good start.
Yeah.
But I think you probably can find like bigger, better ways to implement this bioplastic.
So this material, does it melt if just like room temperature water touch it? Or
I'm trying just put my my material in a toilet. It can be react is a fungi, like jamur gitulah gitu. When I'm safe in the good dry in my room, it's okay.
Okay, so it has to be in a dry environment. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very sensitive towards moisture.
Yeah.
Kind of seems like this could be another option for paper in a way.
Or cling wrap.
Or to cover your food, because this is food grade, right? So this could be another option just to cover food, even though maybe you have to find out if there's an opportunity to make it more so water cannot penetrate through, or even softer, or even this could be another option for like interesting paper material.
Yeah.
That you can just put in a printer. You can print on something on it.
No, I'm not trying print.
Haven't tried it out. Okay. Maybe it could be it. I don't know, because I'm trying to think about what are going to be the possibilities for this material, but I'm sure there's a lot more other potential that you can use for this.
Yeah, but I really like the design of your bag, and
yeah, it's a nice clutch.
I know, it's a nice clutch. I have my clutch all the time here.
Okay, great job, Bhaskara.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you to Santi and Humphrey. Nick, what do you think?
Hi, Bhaskara. Yeah, really fascinating. I think when I was looking, science in saucepans. Yeah, I mean, it's an amazing thing to make a product like this, because I think you learn so much about the material, but also how to think about materials. And what I really loved was just your little observation by casting into that the plastic top and the lettering coming off, and then you made something really, really special out of that. And although you said your camera didn't take a very good picture, I thought it did. I thought the subtlety of that typography on the material was really exciting. Actually, I thought actually that just made my mind think, wow, think of the patterns you could create, think of the, you could almost write an entire thesis about the meat industry out of that material. I was thinking there's all sorts of conceptual ways you could explore that. I thought it was really exciting, actually. The translucency I thought was amazing. And actually I thought putting an Apple product actually in it was quite an interesting thing to do, because as soon as you put that kind of relationship together, it's interesting what it does to the material in terms of giving that sense of, wow, you've got this very plastic thing, very manufactured thing against something that comes from a more organic source, but it still has all of those kind of qualities that you would expect from, everyday materials that we would see in that kind of arena. But that said, I think what my colleagues have said before, what Santi and Humphrey said, I think is really interesting. And I think for me, facing up to the fact that it's a meat byproduct potentially could be a really interesting way to explore the development of it, and, could it be packaging for meat, for dry meat products or what have you, that actually becomes, a really interesting way of raising awareness about if we are going to eat meat, how do we do it? How do we make the best of that, material, that resource, and how do we turn it into things that can go back into the food system? I was even thinking, could you even have packaging that you could melt down as a sauce to go over your meat or something? There could be all sorts of really interesting ways. And I thought what really struck me about your presentation was your keenness to be experimental. Okay, how do we mold it? How do we get a texture on it? How do we do all these different things? And I think that spirit is to be really celebrated, because in the short period of time with that one material, I think you showed a lot of scope for what it could be. Are we going to have meat-based products other than leather in our houses and in our lives like this in the future? I don't know. I don't know whether that's the right way to go, but maybe, like I say, you've struck onto something where you've shown that you can have a beautiful subtlety of typography and information overlaid into a material that, with some development and I'm sure further science, could become a packaging material. As Santi said, I think that could be really interesting, actually.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Baskara. Okay, now without further ado, we are going to go to our next mentee, Bintang.
Yeah, hello. Good evening, everyone.
Good
Can you
evening. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Okay, let me start. Okay, can you see the slide?
Not yet.
Presentation slide. Oh, wait. Yeah.
Okay, we can see it now.
Okay. Okay, thank you for the opportunity. So my name is Bintang Alif Gandina. I live in Bandung. So the title of the presentation is Material Exploration, the vegetable waste. The background was I see many vegetable like over every time I go to the traditional markets and figure out of turning them into valuable product, because why not making why not giving them new value, either value of function or the economical value. And I was thinking about turning them into sheets. So the ingredients are the vegetables, and then the karaginan, iota, the glycerin, and water. Oh yeah. In this exploration, I was looking to many source, and one of the sources is the Materiom, and this recipe was created by Zoe Powell. So here is the cooking process. First, of course, cutting the vegetable to small pieces, and then I blend the vegetable pulp using a blender, like the usual blender that you can find at your kitchen, and then I turn the stove on low heat. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you. The slide is not moving. We are still on the first one.
Oh, okay. Good.
Maybe you can stop sharing and reshare it again.
Okay.
Can you try to go full screen?
Yeah. Is it now moving?
No, it's not. It's not moving.
Okay. Wait. Let me Maybe it can
want
work.
us to help you share the screen? Share your presentation? Mau dibantu share presentasinya? Oh, mau coba sendiri.
Oh, iya.
Oke,
Karena
kalau begitu udah bisa.
Ini bisa ya kak ya?
Ya, oke.
Is it okay if it's not full screen?
Okay, then so for the reviewers and our viewers, maybe it's better for us not to see it in full screen. So yeah.
Okay. So okay, the process. So first, I cut the vegetable to small pieces, and then I blend the vegetables to pulp, and I turn the stove on low heat while stirring the mixture with all the ingredients I mentioned before, and then remove the mixture from the heat after the mixture reaches the right consistency, and pouring them into the flat surface mold. And this is the result. The result is flexible and translucent leathery sheet. So it's leathery but much more flexible than leather. So it's like translucent leather, and I think it's good. So I was thinking, what can I make from this sheet? So I did a user study. So who will the user be? The user will be young people live in urban area with the age range between 18 and 35, and they who aware of environmental issues. And I found three main characteristics from some users at interview. The first is they move a lot, and then they like to hang out, and the last is they're really concerned about their daily outfit. Okay, so the product decision is a fanny pack or a bum bag. So according to Oxford Languages, fanny pack is a small pouch on a belt for money and small articles worn around the waist or hips. Yeah, and then the design requirements are, of course, made of bio-based material, and it has to be lightweight, it has to be handy or easy to carry everywhere, and it can carry phone, earphones, wallets, and other small stuff like glasses, small notebooks, jewelry, and etc. And it has to be easy to maintain. Okay, so the design concept is a pop natural fanny pack made of bio-based leather from vegetable waste and bamboo strips for young people in urban area. So I was thinking using bamboo strips here to strengthen the structure of the fanny pack. So here are some product precedents. The first is a cork fanny pack, and then there is leather fanny pack and canvas fanny pack. And this is my mood board for this design concept, and this is my sketch. You can see the strap mechanism here, the combination between the sheet and the laminated bamboo strip, and here is the blueprint. Basically, the dimension of this project will be like the usual fanny pack. Okay, and this is the bamboo exploration. I'm using bamboo strips with the length is 1050 centimeters, and the width is 2 centimeters, and the thickness of 2 millimeters. So this is the process of the prototyping. The first, I steam the bamboo strips, and then I use the heat gun to bend the bamboo strips, and of course I made the jig, so the bend will be similar, and you can see the modules made from the strip bending, and then the strips are laminated using wood glue, and you can also see the result of the laminated bamboo strip I've made. And here is the process of making the inner pouch of the fanny pack. After the sheet was dried, I peel the sheet from the mold, and you can see the pattern of the back here, and every part of this of the sheet are stitched. Yes. Yeah. And then I do fitting of the inner pouch with the bamboo frame, and this is the result of this prototyping. Yeah, and the buttons I made it from bamboo too, because I want to minimalize the using of different material in this product. And this is the strap mechanism I showed you before, and this is the inner compartment of this fanny pack. You can bring your mobile phone, you can bring your notebooks, your wallet, and you can also bring that 600 milliliters mineral water. And yeah, that's all from me. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Bintang. Now, Nick, what do you think?
Fantastic. It sounds like you have very similar amounts of traffic going past as I do here. So apologies for that. Bintang, I think, yeah, again, a really ambitious project, and congratulations for doing so much in such a short period of time. I think you probably learned a huge amount there. I was really struck by the ambition of the project, and you combining your materials and going through so many processes. It was really good, and I really liked your presentation. I thought the graphic design was very elegant, very contemporary. So thank you for taking the time to put such a clear presentation together. It was really, really good. I think some of the things I would have, again, similar to some of your peers, I would have liked to have seen more about where this material comes from. You were explaining to me this idea of these markets with, you know, I was imagining piles of vegetables being left over from the market. And I think that's quite a powerful scene that really connects to the particular place of origin that you're talking about. I think for me, what was really lovely about your presentation was the quality of the graphic design and the way that it told the story. But there was a missing part there for me that I would really like to see elevate, you know, that sense of this is really important. You know, this material is very abundant, very accessible, and can be locally sourced. So I thought that message could come through really, really clearly. And I wondered even, you know, the fact that you've made a bag. I mean, it's amazing to me that you did so much work, but not only that, you were able to establish the difference between a fanny pack and a bum bag, which I think for even people in the West, for me, is quite difficult to figure out. So yeah, so congratulations for that. But I thought what might be also very interesting for you would be to explore your bag becoming a bag for the market, right? So that you almost take this story on a circular loop as well. So not only do your materials go around this place and in a circular kind of method, but equally the story is is embodied in a bag that someone could use to go to the vegetable market, you know, and just really help to kind of instill that value and that connection to the place. But again, all credit to you for doing such an ambitious project. But I think a vegetable bag made from your vegetable material for the market would be an amazing thing.
Okay, thank you so much, Nick.
No, thank you.
Thank you, Nick. Santi, go ahead, free.
Yeah, I think what Nick was saying is almost like what I had in mind also. Like, this could be another option for your grocery bag, you know. In market, like if you want to buy some fruits, you have to put your fruits in some kind of like plastic bag to get it weighed, something like that. If you can make it to be something that's very useful for the grocery store, it'll be great. Again, it's like it's the same kind of material, the same kind of similar.
Right, you're creating from the waste that you found in the marketplaces. So I think in a way that, you know, you're reusing that material to use it as a bag. I think that's a bit more interesting, I guess.
Yeah.
But I mean, both me and Santi love your bag. Like we both want it.
Yeah, I mean, so because fashion in like landmines, right? And I mean, it's great to have landfills. Good lord. So this could be a really good material for fashion items. So once you're done with using your bag or whatnot made from the material that you just made, it can actually biodegrade easily, right? Especially if you're using bamboo frames and some other material that is actually easy to biodegrade.
But I'm just curious. I mean, is there a reason why you chose kangkung? Yeah.
Did you choose kangkung? What kind of vegetable did you use?
Yeah, I use kangkung.
I think that's one of the most fibrous vegetables.
Yeah. Yep, and it's the easiest vegetables I can find here, I think.
So do you have to use only kangkung, or can you use something else?
I've tried cassava leaves, but it didn't work.
Cassava is more starchy, yeah? Starchy.
Yeah.
So it has to be something very fibrous, yeah. What other vegetable that is very fibrous besides kangkung? Explore more on like which vegetable that you can use. Maybe, yeah, something that's more, it has that kind of woody fiber.
Yeah, can you use jackfruit skin?
Yeah, jackfruit skin or durian even. Durian skin.
Yeah. I think it can work.
Okay.
Durian.
Some more materials to explore. I think there's a lot more experimenting that you can do in the future.
It's a scented bag. You know, you have a durian scent, you have the jackfruit scent. I don't know if it makes a difference, you know, if like you have those kind of different
durian
fruits.
scent bag.
You know, they are in Singapore. They created this condom, right, with durian flavor. So I don't know if, like, you know, this could be a fad. Save sex, save the world.
There you go. Okay, great job, Bintang.
Great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Santi, go ahead, free. Thank you, Bintang. Now we are going to go to the next one. Erin.
Can you hear my voice clearly?
Yeah, but what they are seeing is actually a dog.
Yeah, my video is on the other device, so.
Oh yeah. No worries then. It's okay.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna start sharing my screen. Is it on yet?
Yes, it's on.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Maybe afternoon in other part of the country. My name is Erin. I'm currently working as an architect, but I'm also interested in developing material alternative, including biomaterial. Now I'm going to share my research in a mussel shell, or known as green clam in here. So initially, Initially, the first material I chose was not mussel shell, but shell skin. I saw my mom cooking this pindang egg on the first image with shallot skin, and the texture and color of the shallot. It makes me curious to develop this waste. But later on, I ate on this seafood stall near my house. I found out how much shallot they use in even in almost every Indonesian cuisine, including the clam that I ate. So this one place can serve hundreds of clams a day. Then I remembered reading this about mussel shell in the Why Materials Matter book. It says that mollusk shells are not easily compostable and can take a considerable amount of time to degrade if they are not crushed beforehand, which is not a common practice. And it is a previous research by Phoebe Quare, and she made this brick from the mussel shell. So after some discussion, I plan to combine these two materials. So on this slide, you can see some of the restaurants and stalls that are located in Jakarta. Some of this really specialize in selling clams, and others sell all kinds of seafoods. And so the main ingredients I'm using here is a shallot water, sodium alginate, which is an agar base from seaweed, and mussel shell. The ratio I use, I referred it to Materiom website with a little adjustment to the technique and some with a little adjustment because I have some limitation with the tools and stuff. But instead of using water, I use the shell skin water. So here is a few snapshots of my trial. On number 1 is this one. You can see how I try to learn the characteristic of the material, how the clam behaves to heat, to impact. For example, like number 2, on number 3, there you can see how if you break them down into small pieces, you can still see the glow from the shells. Number 4 is here, is my first trial mixing with the big chunks of clams with the alginate, and I even tried this number 5 with the vinegar and even eggshells combined. But I'm really satisfied with number 6 and 7 with the color, with the different ratio. I keep changing the ratio and the shallot water. And for the shallot skin, you can see number 8 here is the sheet that I dried for the shallot skin, and with the drying process, it creates a stiff and material itself. So next slide. As for the design, so let me introduce you to Clam Shade. That's clam made out of a mussel shell with a mix of shallot water. this is just a visualization that I made to bring you the image. So this lamp will also act as a sculpture with the bulb in the end as an abstraction of the pearl, like inside inside the shell. Okay. As for the prototype progress, these two are the 3D prints of the real size of the product, and I tried making the 50% scale and creating the silicone mold and put a cast into the mold. But I kind of missed I kind of miscalculating the drying time for this one because of the silicone mold is so closed, different with the open mold that I used for my trial, the previous trial. So it doesn't have a really effective airflow to it, so it doesn't dry up properly to each side. It doesn't dry evenly. If it dries first on this side and then the other still wet, they're gonna create some crack, as you see on the photo. And I'm still working on the way to create a mold with a better airflow and with more efficient technique while perfecting the formula to form a constant result. Maybe in the future, this technique will also work for other mollusk shell also. So this is the real 3D printing scale compared to the mussel shells. The actual scale, this is the 50% scale, but with a light bulb attached to it. And this is how the end product will resemble. This is the resembling the end product. And that's the end of my presentation. Thank you for your time and good evening.
Thank you, Erin. Now we are going to start with Santi and Humphrey.
Hi, hi, Erin.
Hello.
What came up to my mind when I saw this? This could be a good alternative for watering material, because you know how when you have to make some kind of pottery products, you burn them on a really in the kiln, and actually it involves a lot of energy, right? And this could be another option to create any pottery products. But I'm just curious, how long does it take for you to dry the material in the first try?
Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like I said earlier, if you use an open mold on one side, if you don't close the mold, it will take around 3 to 4 days, depending on the size also. But if the mold is not dried properly, or they don't have enough airflow to it, it's gonna take maybe a week.
Okay.
Just like I did, I keep opening one part and then it dries, and then I open the other part to keep it dry evenly.
Okay. Also, with this material, when you try to shape it, does it have like similar consistency with clay?
No, I think
Not really. It's like a concrete, how you cast the concrete.
so. I think the design will have to follow that kind of like what people use in the past. I think they used to press for
like you have to have a steady shape, a steady mold, but very airy, so air will flow.
To cure, right?
So you have to cure it,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
basically.
it will dry in time.
Another building material.
I mean,
Must
people have
be.
been using it. I think people have been using seashells as
Yeah.
well, right? Traditionally,
Traditionally, yeah.
in lieu of like concrete. So I
Yeah.
think maybe we can come back and like reuse some of this waste as like a concrete material. And I know that a lot of us as architects and interior designers, like concrete is like feel like the thing that we're looking into, like some kind of honest material for besides using it for structure, but we also use it for top tables and furniture as well. So I mean, it could be interesting on a bigger scale to see what you can come up with, and with different kind of shells that you get from all these
Yeah.
restaurants. Like maybe at a restaurant you can have it outside, a table that you can create from
Yeah.
seashells.
I think the seashells have kind of similar quality to eggshell, because I think there might be more eggshells.
Well, I mean, they
Have you
contain a lot
ever,
of calcium.
yeah, have
probably.
you ever tried maybe thinking about using eggshells and seashells at the same time? Because not the seafood industry is getting a lot of bad names from that Netflix.
Don't look at me.
The one that you watch, and now you don't want to eat seafood.
Yeah. I've watched
People
that.
now they don't really want to eat seafood
No, I mean,
anymore.
clam is fine because you found clam and it's like
True.
mussels. It's like it's not
Yes.
dredging the ocean or anything like
Yeah.
that, so it's okay.
Okay, but I mean, like, this could be something that you can actually combine with other material, maybe that is more readily available, easier, like
I think if we
eggshells?
we live on the coast. I think this is
Yeah.
Yes,
abundance, right?
that's true.
There's gonna be lots of clams, a lot of shells that people eat. It's like we have blood clams, mussels, all kind of
And
clams.
all kinds of clams, actually. Maybe a different kind of clams. Many
Yeah.
different kind of toughness and quality of their.
Well, I mean, you have to crush it.
You have to
regardless,
crush
yeah.
it, but maybe they have different type of strength. Maybe you don't know. Some clams are even more dense than
Yeah,
the ones
but
that you share over here.
like over here, it's like you have this kind of white shell, white finish looking, and I think that looks really amazing. And we're reusing something that we typically eat and discard, and we don't even pay heeds anymore to how we're gonna do with the shells, and it takes a long time for it to degrade. Yes, and it's kind of smelly, right?
Yeah, it's kind of smelly too. Does it have any smell when you crush it?
It smells like the ocean.
What? So when it dried,
No, I washed it and then I boiled it and then I dried it in the oven, so it is completely clean.
Okay.
So it doesn't have any residue of the sea smell.
From the sauce, a bit.
From the sauce. I think that, yeah, this is a very interesting. I want to see the continuation of this actually.
Yeah. What you said about combining with eggshells, it actually I tried it. Okay. I actually tried it with this number 5. I combined it with eggshells, so you can see all the
The aggregates.
Yeah, but I use vinegar also, but it turns out it shrinks almost 50% to the mold.
Okay.
So it has different character to it.
Yeah, because the vinegar actually eats the eggshells. Yeah.
Yeah, kinda.
But I mean, it's an interesting product, and I think it's something that we have used traditionally, and it's just been, kind of forgotten. But I think it's time to bring this back into the now, and creating things from out of waste, upcycling things, things that people normally, take for granted, and just reuse it instead of like, having a concrete jungle. Maybe we can have a clam jungle,
Yeah,
mussel
like
jungle.
bricks, like for building materials made from seashells. Like just
Right.
aerated ones, so it will be lighter
we have too many ideas, but I
Yeah,
think it's a great job. It's a
It's
good
a
start.
yeah. We can see the opportunities with that. That's it. Thank you, Erin.
okay. Thank you.
Hi, Erin.
Hello.
Great job. Fantastic. Really good presentation. And I thought it was a very thorough proposal. You know, you've gone all the way through the story of the production. You've showed us lots of experimentation and a final product, which I think is terrific. You know, in the time that you've been given, I think you've done really, really well there. I thought Clam Shade, stroke of genius. The use of the light as a pearl, I thought was a really lovely idea. I have to say, I wasn't quite understanding the form of the light itself, but then when you explained the pearl, and actually I was thinking that's a really lovely way to kind of connect the piece together. But I have to say, I think there were some elements that you drew out through your presentation, including this slide that I'm looking at now with the spoon and so on, that again, I think sort of remind me of the different products that you could possibly make that could feed back into that industry. And I think, as Humphrey pointed out, there's, you know, understanding the relationship between mussels now and our environment, and the fact that as people we still need to eat regardless of whether we watch Netflix or not, and trying to figure out whether, you know, whether mussels are a good thing or not a good thing. As a designer, in a way, it's part of your role within this kind of design to help us understand that. So I think there's a great opportunity to think about the relationship between how mussels are grown agriculturally, what their environmental impact is, and then again, you know, where are the piles of mussels that we can see? You know, do they go to landfill? What happens to them? Let's remind ourselves of the fact that these really abundant materials exist in our city. But I did love your map and the fact that you'd taken the time to identify where your resource systems were going to come from. I thought that was really, really good. So I really loved it. I thought, like I say, I was really struck by how much you'd done in the time that was available to you. And I think there's real opportunity to open that idea up in lots of different ways to see how this material could really impact on the city that you live in, which I think is, you know, is a really great opportunity.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Erin. Thank you, Nick and Santi and Humphrey. Now we are going to go to the second last one, Mbak Ami. Mbak Ami, you forget to unmute.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I will share the presentation. Okay, thank you very much. Good morning, Zoe, Mas Abie. Nice to meet you, Santi, Mr. Nick, and good evening, everyone. Okay, my name is Ami. I'm a product designer currently in the Trangsan Village, Sukoharjo, Indonesia. And yeah, okay, and I wanted to share about my research. In my craft focus research is about process and developing the rattan material, especially exploring the natural treatment of rattan and natural dyes treatment, which is you know, handcrafted by skilled artisans to whom the knowledge has been passed down across generation. And so by describing and analyzing research in the potential craftsmanship in a Trangsan village, I think it's so really important makers or designer to create innovation in this area for sustainability craft. Okay, so maybe my focus research is different with the other participant. So I learned that craft and technology, the technical choice breaks new ground by the breadth of its scope and its multidisciplinary approach, and by its very emphasis on choice. So it is also unusual in its focus on functional aspect of material culture. And then Okay. On a technical choice, deal with the adoption or rejection by a society of certain technological innovation and the cultural process which result in this selection. It demonstrates that in any society, such choice result from cultural values and social relation, rather than inherent benefits in the technology itself. So, okay, as Mas Abie mentioned that I try to understanding and selecting rattan materials with combining thick branches will not only create new meaning but also prompting positive social, environmental, as well as economic in this Trangsan village. So from this design strategy, craft product based orientation with the rattan, kubu gray weaving and the thick branches. I wanted to make a new design with the natural texture, structure organic, and have a naturalistic luxury. Okay. So, yeah, with the rattan weaving, I'm focusing on the kubu gray. Yeah, and I try to explore the potential Trangsan craftsmanship with the combining thick brands are thrown away when the trees are harvested, and people in this area like to using into firewood. So I think the thick branches have a opportunity to make such a product, and when I combining with the rattan weaving, it will be to be a new product innovation. So on this design concept, I'm focusing on the rattan natural dyes treatment. Yeah, this is the kubu gray material. Also have a long processes, and the gray color is so unique. I think this inspired me to explore more. And as Zoe mentioned, that I tried to exploring the natural dyes from turmeric, secang tea, coffee, and many more. So I will explain that on the next slide. On this exploring ideas and concept in the market review, I think the object I wanted to develop is a series of a container until the furniture product, and the market targeting handmade or craftsmanship enthusiasts, in Australia, US, and UK. So this is the characteristic of thick branches. Thick branches have a unique characters, maybe similar with rattan. It have a curved shape and a straight shape, and then so maybe with the curved shape, people on the or craft not to see the opportunity of this character. So I wanted to explore more with the unique character, and with the previous concept that I wanted to explore the rattan kubu gray, the locally technical in this village. The process is done by soaking in the water and mud, and immersion process carried out for at least 3 weeks to obtain good result in color. Now, after the soaking process is complete, the drying and washing for the next step before weaving process. This is the data that I can I are shipping the rattan kubu gray processing, and exploring into panel weaving with the thick branch frame and several motif of the weaving. Okay, so with the natural dyes concept, experimenting in this current situation, starting from the point at which natural dyes are produced, going on to examine their use in textile industry, and I think this is have an opportunity to explore in the furniture product. So this is the turmeric dyeing into the rattan frame, and the secang have a more bold colors, and suji leaves, with the yeah, I tried to make composition and the others material like a tea and waste of coffee dyeing. So this is the result in another material rattan like a kubu, and I'm comparing with the other kubu rattan, with the kubu gray, natural kubu gray, and rattan natural dyes, and so this is the unique new appearance with the new treatment. Okay, and also exploring on the rattan bundle, rattan wrap, and it result a beautiful colors to exploring with the combining with the natural dyes. So okay, after the processing in the 1 week, when the rattan is dried, and after 1 week the fungicide is appear. So I'm looking for with the fixation colors that I find the seri or betel leaf have a antioxidant and the fungicide or antifungal. Betel is effective in eliminating the bacterial and fungi. So in this processing from the natural dyes with the herbal material, and then drying it and fixation the material with the cereal leaves, and so it will be resulting on the better material. So yeah, from this treatment, so I have an idea for the future plant treatment. I need more big please, and this is the rattan soaking pool treatment that craftsmen using to washing the rattan, and I think it could be for the next natural dyes. And also when the processing have a steam process, it will be helping to have a great process with the great colors. Okay, into this an idea and concept, as Zoe mentioned that I have to explore the concept with the biomimicry and installation from butterfly. So I'm developing a separate prototype, and this is the sample with the stool, and combining with the weaving and the thick branches. So this is my first design prototyping, using the curve of the thick branch, and it could be have a great product, great stool with the rattan weaving and the kubu gray. So this is the documentation when I tried with the user. And if you know on the right picture, you can see the common seed is using slats. So I think it more light stool when the seat area is using the rattan weaving, and it's strong enough. So I developed it into natural dyes treatment into the another design. And then so I exploring the character of thick brands, the curved thick brands in another design, and this is the armchair. You can see on that. So I still combining with the weaving rattan, and it's have a great appearance and beautiful, and yeah, I think the natural look is so luxury and have a new option. Then people like natural rattan, maybe the natural thick brands can be a good option for the next natural furniture. So how when I'm combining with the natural dyes treatment, yeah, this is my idea when I try to combining the thick branches with the rattan structure in the support frame with yeah, the raw rattan that I use is not in a good surface. I mean like in a raw material, maybe with the ugly surface, not unclean surface, but with the natural dyes, it can reduce the ugly surface in a great surface and can apply in a new product and good great appearance, like yeah, like when I explore and experiment the rattan frame in a natural dyes. So yeah, and I think with the material culture, with I choosing in a locally technical element with the valuable treasure, yeah, I think the culture and society is important things to I using this technical choice to understand the meaning and yeah, make an innovation. So this is another concept with the installation of butterfly, and the dimension is approximately yeah, in the width of 45, 35, and in 45. So this is in a common of armchair, and it is another concept in another colors with the natural dyes in turmeric, secang with the strength colors, and the kubu gray in the with the combining of the trees of these natural dyes is so beautiful to apply in a furniture product. Okay, I think this is my last presentation, and I'm so thank you with Zoe and Mas Abie as a great mentor for me. Yeah, I have a lot of knowledge in exploring a new material, biomaterial, and link with sustainability issue. Yeah, I would like to thank you again for this opportunity. I can explore and experimenting a new ideas in a furniture product. And thank you for the all participants, Alexander, Baskara, Bintang, Erin, and Saradina, for sharing your knowledge. Yeah, thank you very much to Museum Macan. I think that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Ami. Now we are going to start with Nick first. What do you think about this?
Thank you, Ami. Fantastic. Thank you very much. I really, really enjoyed the depth of your research and the way that you approached this project. I love the fact that it had this underpinning of meaning that you were looking for throughout, which I really, really enjoyed. And I loved your final slides about the material culture and you really understanding the social value and the cultural value of these materials, which I think is so, so important if we're going to recreate local cultures and more diverse cultures of material culture. So thank you very much for that. And I really applaud your ambition to try and construct an object on this scale, which of course is appropriate for the materials you're using. But also I think through your renderings and so on, you really gave us a sense of how this object will be and what its value is and its relationship to its natural surroundings and so on. So thank you very much. I thought it was a really, really thorough presentation. I loved your opening image to really set the scene of the rattan and give us a sense of this place, which again, we must reinforce if we're going to celebrate the diversity of our different places and the places where these materials come from. And I love the identification of using the thinnings of materials. So these thinner elements of the hardwood that I guess take a long time to grow. So those branches are arguably of equal value in terms of the length of time they've been attached to the bigger parts of the tree. So I thought, again, it was a really lovely investigation into lots and lots of areas here. And then, like many of your other peers, it was a delicious presentation in that these sort of flavors and aromas and colors that come through you're using these natural dyes, again, I thought was really exciting. I sort of got a real sense of how these materials could come together to create a kind of cocktail of things that would feel very, very natural and yet still had great capacity to show these kind of range of materials and depths of materials that were natural. And then finally, just my last point was just about you being disciplined enough to identify the mold cultures that we're developing and to look for a solution for that. You know, a lot of these biomaterials, we kind of get so far because of our craft experience and the technology we have available to us. And quite often some of these materials get blocked at a point where some of these issues arise. But I was really pleased by how you challenged yourself to overcome that issue of the fungal growth on the material and look for a natural solution for that would continue to fit with your philosophy for the whole product. So again, thank you. I really, really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Nick.
Thank you, Nick. Santi and Humphrey.
Hi, Ratri.
Hello.
It's a very good presentation. We both enjoyed it. And I think Nick just took all our words away.
I think Nick said it all already.
But I mean, it's very interesting. It's going to be heavily craft focused, especially with the teak branch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's something that's heavily overlooked, and because they are so random, that it is a very, very crafty, very almost like artisan way of approaching the furniture. And I think the colors are wonderful. I think you're showing like a lot of the natural colors from the natural dyes, and it's a really beautiful shape.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, Santi.
Okay, thank you, Amy. Thank you for the feedback also, Nick, Santi, and Humphrey. Now we are going to hear our last presentation from Saradina. Ami, can you unshare the screen?
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, Saradina, it's your turn now.
Yeah. Okay. Hello. My name is Saradina, and I'm your last mentee. So thank you for your time and good evening. And today I wanna tell about my exploration about corn hearts and also the lighting. So, as you can see, so many food on the screen. I mean, so many Indonesian food contain corn. So it's really possible if corn husks will become kitchen waste. So I I intend to do something with this corn husk. So I tried to dry the corn husk in several ways. In the first trial, I'm using the oven and in 80 degrees Celsius in 15 minutes. And then I also use the curling iron, but I don't get the texture that I want. And then I have to travel to another city and I can't use the kitchen utensil to my exploration. So I just click on the textbook like for 3 days, and surprisingly, I got the texture that I want. The corn husk get really thin, and then even though the method is really simple,
Saradina, are you okay? Okay, sorry everyone. I think Saradina is having a internet connection problem. I'm gonna try to contact her first. Oh, she's locked out. Okay, please wait for a while, waiting her to join again. Meanwhile, we are going to share Saradina's presentation first, so we have at least something to see while waiting for her to join to the room again. Okay, so I think we are here. Maybe while waiting for Saradina, we're still in contact with her. She's still trying to connect in. Okay, she's in, I think.
hello?
Okay, Nina, are you okay?
Okay. Can you guys see my presentation and also hear my voice?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I will continue the presentation. And on the first trial, I'm using cornstarch, water, and also the sagu flour. But when it dries, the dough become like that and doesn't stick together, and also can radiate the light clearly. So I tried another trial. On the second trial, I used the PPAC glue and also the water to combine the several sheets, and the results are better than the previous experiment and can emit light better. And then I do another lighting test using 3 different material of corn husk. The first one is the natural one, and the second one is the corn husk recycled paper, and the third is the natural corn husk that are combining. But I think the second one, that is the corn husk recycled paper, can radiate the light more better. And then I do the another development. It is about the pattern, and I choose one of my pattern from Riau, my hometown, and this pattern called by buah selari pattern. And buah selari pattern usually applied in building, and this pattern has a philosophy there in order to always live in harmony and also full of affection. And then I do the pattern development. This is the original pattern, and then I make the geometric outline of the pattern, and I redraw the pattern, and then this is the final pattern, and the black part is the part that will be cut. So this is the idea. I want to make a lamp, night lamp, called by Sinar lamp, and this is the model, and this is the pattern, and this is the final design. So this is the dimension for the details. And the recipe that I use to make corn husk recycled paper is corn husk, PVIC glue, salt, caustic soda, water, and this recipe can produce like folio paper size. And I got this recipe from Karate's YouTube, and with a little just adjustment. So this is the steps. First, I cut into the small pieces the corn husk, and then boil with 100-gram caustic soda, water, and then boil them until boiling, and do the boiling process until 15 minutes. And then wash and blend with the PVC glue and add more salt. And then mix the mixture with the water, and this is the texture when it's already filtering process, and this is the texture that ready to put into molds and dry by the sun. So this is the material that I use to make the base part of the lamp, and this is the progress. I use the multiplex and finishing it with the HPL, and this is the final result of the product. This is the illustration when it applies in bedroom, and this is the real-time product. And I think this product has a target market. There are some home and living enthusiasts, and also I have some video for you guys. So yeah.
We cannot see the video yet, Sarah Nina.
Oh yeah, sorry. Okay, hold on. Share. Now you can see, guys?
Yes.
Okay. I just connected with the Siri because I'm using Philips connected with type of the lamp. And yeah. And so that's all for me. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Nina. Now, Santi and Humphrey, what do you think of the lamp?
Hi, thank you for the
Hi.
presentation.
I mean, it's I've been also kind of resonated with that material, corn husk, because it has that beautiful glow. I mean, it has that really nice quality to it, and you manage to basically recreate something out of that. So you do, like, you make it into paper, so you can use it in many different applications, and lighting is one of the a good application that you can do. I think me and Humphrey were discussing, because you were using the PVAC glue, and we're thinking like what will the chemical in glue will actually react towards heat. Is it going to emit any like fumes, chemical fumes, or is it going to do something when get in touch with any source of heat? Have you ever thought about it? Like,
yeah, in the other way, we can use the gelatin to, if we are not going to use the PVAC glue, but in this exploration, I don't have time to explore with the gelatin, so I just use the PVAC glue, and just because it's already dry, so it's really safe to use.
okay. Anything from you, Humphrey?
Not really. I think PVAC glue is probably non-flammable. So I mean, we use it all the time for wood glue and everything else.
Yeah.
So,
but what I'm concerned is more like the fumes that emits from.
Yeah, we use in the furniture.
We use in the future. We inhale POC all the time, so it's okay. We're still alive.
But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting thought of how the corn husk will probably emit new kind of interesting light, interesting kind of shading.
Mm-hmm.
We're so used to using textile that sometimes we overlook like a lot of these natural materials that could give like a nice glow to the room, and it looks like a close-up of like a skin, right? Like if you do a close-up, the translucent. So I think kudos to you. It's a really beautiful product, and I hope to see more design coming up soon from you, and see where you can take this further.
It's a really interesting fiber. Also, there may be something to think about, that maybe you can use this as a way of creating a new kind of fiber for the textile industry as well. To create, maybe you can create some kind of yarns from this natural fiber.
Yeah, I mean, with fibers, I think you can make it into any kind of
yarn. It could be something, a new thing, like a new way of, like a new kind of textile. I don't know, woven material.
And no shopping bag for you.
Shopping bag. So yeah, I think good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dara. Again, thank you very much for your presentation and doing so well to do so much in such a short period of time, and combining this very natural material with the technology of Seri. That's a good advance. Thank you. And I was really struck through your presentation about how you were acknowledging where you got your recipes from, and also that you were sharing your recipes and showing how you'd actually made your material. And I think within that lies, I think, a kind of energy and a philosophy that I think is really growing, about how we share our understanding of these different materials, so that at local levels we can make good use of them. So we build an international network of ideas and sharing of knowledge, and then local variations on themes that are relevant to us. And I think that's really important, and that really came through in your presentation. So thank you. I think I agree with my colleagues. I think the material itself demonstrates some capacity to be woven. I have actually done some experiments myself because where I live in the countryside here, we have a big corn farm around us, one of the biggest in the UK. So it's a material that we see a lot, and again, weaving it and so on. And I think if you try more experimentation with the corn flour and different dilutes of water, I think you'll find you'll be able to get different types of malleability from it. It just takes a bit of experimentation and time. And again, warming it in the oven with the cornstarch together with a weave can give you some flexibility and form as well. But I agree. I think the translucency of the material is what really shines out, literally glows out from your product. And the fact that you've been die cutting it and putting perforations in it obviously shows great opportunity for you to overlap different layers of it to construct something that's very dynamic whilst just laying one material. If I'm honest, I don't know that the base and the top necessarily need to be one and the same. I think if you were to concentrate on developing the material further, it could be independent of needing a base. You could see it in lots of different forms, just hanging as a pendant as well. And that would allow you to, I think, to develop techniques that are, you know, almost 100% from this one material. So I think exploring that relationship between the cornstarch some more and the what we have in terms of corn flour here, small amounts of heating will give you a material that's all comes from the same source. So I think that could be really exciting. Yeah, thank you. But again, I really I like the idea that you championed that sense of pulling in ideas and recipes from here, adapting them, and then sharing them with us again today. I mean, I think that spirit's something that all of the participants today have really bought, and obviously Zoe and Materiom sort of exemplify that idea of shared knowledge and local diversity. So I think your project really helped to highlight that. Thank you.
Thank you, Nick.
Thank you, Nick. And now we have reached the end of this open review session. So I would like to thank again the mentees, Alexander, Kevin, Baskara, Bintang, Erin, Amy, and Nina for your great presentations. I think as the reviewer said, I think you can bring this project further and maybe create something even better with your products. And also I'd like to thank for your hard work and commitments for the 2 months of mentoring sessions as well. As we are reaching the end of the program, I'd like to hear what the reviewers think about today's presentation of the mentees. Maybe we can start with Santi and Humphrey first.
Wow, it was quite interesting. I mean, we just showed up and we weren't expecting to see so many different kind of ideas. And I think we're going in the right direction in terms of like, you know, where Indonesia is like looking forward into, and we as one of the people here are also excited to see what people can come up with, you know, new materials, new ways to use new materials.
And also I think research R&D is very important, which is not a lot of organization or individuals here really understand that it needs to take a lot of time. I hope that you guys really take your time to do the research and developments of your ideas, because that is super important to take you further. And as you can see, we are a tropical country with lots of abundant natural resources that we can use to replace other materials, traditional material, something that it's more sustainable, you know. And so I really support if this kind of movement, and I would like to see more like this kind of mentoring session as well, so we all can see that what are the opportunities out there for sustainable materials. I think, yeah, great job, guys.
Thank you, Santi and Humphrey. Can we have a few words from you also, Nick?
Yeah, thanks, Santi and Humphrey. And again, it's a great honor to be here, and thanks so much for including me. It was amazing to see all your hard work and the effort that you put in such a short period of time. I think your mentors have obviously done you proud as well and really helped you along the way, which is terrific. But I was really struck by, again, what's so exciting about this field, again, for me, is this notion of, as I just mentioned, the sort of shared ideology and a common sense of purpose between different countries, different places, but then this real interest in reinventing local diversity, you know. And in an archipelago like Indonesia, there seems like such huge opportunity to build in difference and attachments to local things that give real meaning currency. And what's terrific about what you're doing is it's very contemporary notions of how we think about our place and our space around us, which I think is a terrific antidote to the kind of homogeny and the kind of one product fits all kind of models that certainly I've grown up with. I think what I really liked as well was where some of you indicated the social value of the work. And I think that's something that I'd really like to see kind of come out a bit further. Well, how do these materials create industry, mass micro industries that really benefit on a local scale, and what's the social uplift there, but equally the environmental uplift. Again, you talk about, and I'm listening about this fantastic notion of local resources, and I think there was more opportunity really to celebrate that in your product. So I'd really like to get a sense of how do these things really relate to nature in a visceral, visual way, because I think they're all things that can really elevate the value of your propositions by really showing that deep connection between a product, a person, and a place and that environment. So yeah, thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Nick. What the mentees presented today are also part of the mentor's hard work. So I'd like to thank you again, Zoe and Mas Abie, for guiding and sharing your amazing knowledge to the mentees. Thank you also to our viewers on YouTube and Facebook who have stayed with us for over 2 hours. So we've come to the end of the program. Again, thank you, everyone. Stay safe and have a great weekend. Thanks, everyone.
Well done, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Santi.
Thank you a lot. Big thanks
Thank you,
for
Zoe, Mas Abie, Nick.